Okay, I think we are good. Sometimes it's a little delay when we get started here on YouTube. Tonight, we are talking about what really is dying on social media. And is it really dying? It's something you need to worry about. What is really going on these days? So that is the conversation of the day. I have to get everything set up live over on Instagram, so stay tuned. You may want to just jump ahead. If you're watching this here on YouTube, you may want to jump ahead a minute or two as we get through kind of the technical of setting up all of the Instagram live feed. So bear with me. I do appreciate you being here and watching this video. And as always, you can leave comments or questions down below, and you can subscribe to this channel to make sure that you are always getting the latest videos when we go live every other week. We are going to go live. We're going to turn that around. There we go. Let's get this on here. I think that should be good. We're a minute late because technology isn't always our friend. Hello, Instagram world. We are live. I'm running a minute late because technology was not cooperating with me, but I am here now. So thank you for joining me, those of you who are watching live. As always, I love to see you here live. For those of you watching on the replay, it is great to have you come in on the replay. And of course, you can always jump ahead through some of the greetings as we usually do. My girl, Tanya, is in the house. Hey, sweetie. Mwah. Haven't talked to you in a while, aside from like a couple messages on Facebook, but so good to see you here as well. Catherine is here. What, baby? Oh, you got a sticker? No. So my daughter is here today. Normally I do these live shows on Wednesdays and I don't have her, but yesterday was Halloween, which was also my birthday, by the way. So with all the festivities and everything going on, I decided not to go live yesterday and to instead postpone it to today, but I have my daughter on Thursday. So she will be popping up in the background and saying hi. So the distractions, compliments of Sabrina. All right, we've got both sides of the mirror is here as well. We've got, I'm not even sure how to say your username. I hate usernames, you guys. I hate them. I'm going to say Blom Grenke to, I'm assuming, Cleveland. Lisa Danforth, hello, gorgeous. Good to see you as well. Ekaterina is here. Octo Nation. Hey, Warren. Good to see you. Catherine, thank you. Everyone's saying happy birthday. Thank you so much. And yes, Sabrina is here. Lisa, thank you so much. So tonight we are going to be talking about what really is dying in social media. And is it really dying? There have been a couple statements that have been made of late. One thing really did die. It actually did happen. But there's other things that people are predicting or saying that it's, this is going by the wayside or things are changing and they're not going to do these things anymore. So these are the things that we're going to talk about tonight and how it impacts you, how it impacts your business strategy and your social media efforts. And we will be helping hopefully to answer those questions that you guys may have. So as we're going through this, if you guys have questions about these topics, about whether or not certain features are alive and well, or if they're dying, should you pull back or that sort of thing, feel free to leave those questions. I do love the interactive behaviors and dialogue back and forth. So by all means, Blumgren to CLE. So yes, hi. So thank you for correcting me. I know I'm horrible when it comes to usernames. All right, so we also had Wendy's Way to Health has joined us. Our CLA Point has joined us. I'm not going to say Abdeshkara. I don't even know. Toronto Dog Walking. Hello, sweetie. Good to see you as well. Aussie Wine TV has joined us too. So again, if you hear noise in the background, it's Sabrina. She's playing with her blocks and her toys. So it might get a little bit noisy if she starts banging them around, but usually she's pretty good. Tanya said, that's why I changed my username ages ago. I know. I feel you. See, there's the background noise. Good day from Sydney from Aussie Wine TV. Hello. Natural Belle Femme has joined us as well. Tanya Blummerfit said, so just so you can say it. Yes, I know. See, I'm the responsible. I'm the one that makes people change things because I have such a hard time with stuff. But it is something I'd always warn people when you pick your username to be cautious of those sorts of things, of how people are going to read it. You may know exactly what it's supposed to say, but somebody who doesn't know your brand and may have a hard time reading your username. So you do want to be very conscious about that when you pick your username. Ken Watson is here. Hello. Wait, thanks for showing up on a Thursday. Tanya said she's good. It's cute to hear her. Thank you. And Lisa is saying hello as well. All right. So we are going to go ahead and jump into tonight's topic, which, like I said, is what really is dying on social media. So what kind of spurred this conversation, which has happened in a couple groups and there's been dialogue in other ways. But I want to say it's been over a week now, maybe a week and a half. And Mike Stelzner made a very bold statement about content for Social Media Examiner. Now, full disclaimer, I do love Mike Stelzner. I do. I have huge respect for the man. I think he's on the forefront of a lot of things. I think he's incredibly smart. But he has made statements in the past that I have disagreed with. One of them was the whole Facebook Zero back in January. And I was like, no, I totally disagree. And I have to, in some ways, disagree with his latest statement as well. And I think it's healthy and encouraging that we in this industry can have differing opinions and still support each other. I think it's good to have different perspectives. I don't think we should all follow the voice of one person. And those of you who know me know that I am not one to just follow along with what everyone else says, but that I am very opinionated. So I wanted to share this video with you in response to that sort of topic and dialogue. But the topic that did come up specifically that spurred tonight's call, and I want to talk about other things as well, is that Mike Stelzner came out and said long form video on Facebook is dead. Dead. They've just decided that it's not working for them. They've looked at their retention rates. They've looked at their views. They've looked at their engagement. They looked at all of these things, and they have decided to pull 3 of their 4 weekly video components on their Facebook. So this is their Facebook page. It doesn't count their groups or other things, but their Facebook business page. They had 4 weekly video shows, and they pulled 3 of them. So there's now 1 weekly show, and that's their Friday live show where they do live Q&A, and they bring in experts as guests to talk about trending topics that week. So that is what they did, and it ruffled some feathers. Let's just put it that way. It ruffled some feathers. So a lot of people were like, oh my God, like if Mike's saying Facebook video is dead, then Facebook video is dead. A lot of people I know said it's not dead. I have analytics to show otherwise. And a lot of people said it's changing and that's okay. And we'll adapt to the change. So I kind of fall with the latter group in terms of it's changing, it's evolving. Now, you have to realize that audiences are completely different when it comes to Facebook video. I am not a video watcher. I don't. I love that you guys show up every other week and watch my live videos, or that you come over to YouTube and watch the videos to learn. I love that you guys do that. That is not how I ingest content. I really don't enjoy watching videos. So I don't typically watch long form video. I will watch maybe a short video, and that is about it. But that being said, I do like certain things, and Facebook Watch was launched with the intention of long form video. And there are some things I will watch on Facebook Watch that are, content created specifically for Facebook. And I will watch a 20-minute video, or at least have the audio playing while I have another screen up while I'm working and doing other things. So somebody who doesn't watch video is sitting here watching a 20-minute video, then video is not dead. I think the more important factor, that first and foremost, the biggest factor when it comes to video, is that what is dying is crappy content. If you create crappy videos, if you create non-relevant videos, if you create wasted time videos, people are not going to watch them. They want something that's entertaining, educational, valuable, and relevant to them. If you are creating quality content, they will watch it. They may not watch that minute because they don't have 20 minutes to watch it, but they'll come back when they have 20 minutes. If it's quality content, whether it's a 30-second video or a 30-minute video, they will show up repeatedly and they will watch it. Now, the second level to this, which is what I think really applies to the Social Media Examiner content, because they have quality content, I think for them, it's saturation. So they went all in on video, all in. Nothing wrong with that. That's what they did. But I think it oversaturated their feed. So when it comes to video content, it takes a while for that play to really grab hold. So again, like I said, especially a long form video, anything over a couple minutes, most people aren't going to watch it on their mobile device at that time. They're going to tune in when it's convenient to them, not when it's live. So if you're, excuse me, if you're posting a video every day, then by the time this first video is finally getting enough momentum to really show up in people's feeds and really start getting play views, you've just launched another video. And then that one is going to now dominate, which means this one's never going to gain the momentum. So the second one is going to get like the next. And then now you have another one, and it's too much. When it comes to video, I think we need to be very careful with how we create video, especially long form video content. It has to be something that people want to watch and that there's time for them to watch it. If you're giving them a 30-minute video every day, that is a lot of content. That's too much for people to ingest. I learned this the hard way. I believe that I need to give you guys so much content. I believe in my heart of hearts that I'm not giving you enough. This is my like my kind of, paradigm in my own head, was that I'm not giving you guys enough content. Earlier this year, I was so overwhelmed with the stress of trying to create enough content that I emailed my entire list. I posted it on social media. I asked everybody I knew in my audience, and I said, what do you want from me? If the world was a perfect place and you could get exactly what you wanted from me, what would you want and at what frequency? And overwhelmingly, I was told that I create too much content, which was shocking to me, because I felt like I wasn't creating enough. I felt like I was depriving people by not creating enough blog posts, and I wasn't doing enough video content because I was traveling and speaking and doing all these other things. But I was repurposing those videos, and I was sharing in my Facebook group, and I was still out there creating content, just I was doing it in a different way that was much more short form, that was much more intentional, that was much more engaged in real-time space versus this like content creation pattern that I had gotten used to with blogging and video creation. And it was shocking to me. And there's a ton of comments coming in. I'm going to come back and read the comments, but I don't want to lose this train of thought. But I really had a hard time like digesting the fact that my audience told me to slow down, because we're programmed to like say, create more content, more. But the more that we as marketers have created is the saturation that has created algorithms and content overwhelm and complete and utter just confusion in our audiences, because we're just throwing content at them in such a mass that they just can't take it all in. They're picking up every third or fourth piece, and they're missing the pieces in the middle. So when they get to this third piece and you reference something that you did before that they didn't watch or read, they're like, I don't understand. I didn't follow that piece. I didn't see that piece. It's too much content. So it's not that video is dead. It's not that content is dead. It's just changing. And I think as more and more people embrace video and more and more people embrace long form video, we need to be very consciously aware of our content creation schedule and really think about how often you're creating content. I do these lives every other week. That's a schedule that works for me. I found it's a schedule that works for you guys as my audience. But in the same turn, I may change that. I may go to once a month in the future if I'm doing other kinds of content creation. We can't overdo it. We can't oversaturate the audience, or we actually end up doing more harm than good. And I think that's what a lot of people are experiencing right now that have decided to go all in on video. I'm not saying to stop video. I'm actually encouraging you to do more video. I've been the biggest proponent of live video lately. I've been telling all my clients at every speaking event, every time I get the question, I go live on camera. There is so much value that comes from being live on camera. But in the same turn, you can't overdo it. Like it can be too much, and you can actually hurt your brand. And I feel like in some ways that was a Social Media Examiner situation, was that they just created too much content. So they made some choices to pull back. They made choices to put content elsewhere. They made choices to do what they have as the journey, which is their episodic content. They actually moved that from Facebook and they put that on YouTube. And I was like, no offense, guys, I'm not going to watch it. I only watched it because it was on Facebook and it was convenient, and it would show up and I'd be like, oh yeah, the new episode came out. I have a few minutes while I'm getting ready for work in the morning and I'll watch the episode. I'm not going to leave Facebook, log into YouTube and watch the video on YouTube. That's my opinion. That's my behavior workflow. Other people may flock to YouTube or it may show up in searches in YouTube and get huge views on YouTube. I don't know. And I don't know if they really know. The data is going to have to come back and determine that. But I can tell you, I am not going to watch the episodes like I used to because I've lost that convenience factor. So absolutely not. Facebook is not, or Facebook video is not dying. I just really, really want to get that through to you guys that Facebook as a whole is a convenience factor. And there's a lot of things that we have to adapt to as marketers when it comes to using Facebook, but there are so many advantages. And I think anybody that says anything on Facebook is dead is being an extremist. Okay. We're going to go back and read all the comments. Because a whole bunch of you chimed in, but I didn't want to lose that train of thought. Okay, so Octonation. So we have Social Mint Agency joined us as well. Hello. Octonation said, just saying I watched a 2-hour video today. I'm not saying you guys, I watched a 20-minute video yesterday. Like, I on Facebook. I will watch long form video. I'm telling you, it will happen. So people are still doing it. Barb Cheney has joined us. Octonation is saying, say it. And that was, I'm sure, it's not popping in the response to the crappy content is dying. Good content people will tune in for. Social Mint Agency said, I watch a lot of video. Toronto Dog Walking said, didn't Facebook say in the results it was still growing? I didn't see the full, honestly, the full report. I've had a crazy busy week. But I haven't actually had time to sit down and read it because, again, there's so much content out there that I have to be selective in when I watch and read the things that I want to do. So I haven't actually read their full reports. But yes, I would be willing to bet that Facebook video is actually still growing. And they launched Facebook Watch. They launched IGTV. They didn't do it with the intention of video dying. Like, let's just be a little bit realistic. There's ups and downs, but trust me, I'm trying to get my camera to refocus on me. It's focusing on my flowers, which, by the way, aren't they pretty? Aren't those pretty? Those are my flowers. Those are for my birthday. But my camera's focusing on the flowers and not on my face. I'm trying to get the camera back on my face. Kim Watson said, I think they were putting too much content out there. That's what we were talking about for Social Media Examiner, was putting just too much content. Kevin Seven Even has joined us as well. Renee Bowen is here. Aussie One TV said, are you using a mic? I am using the Yeti that's for YouTube. On my camera, for Instagram, no, I am not. It's just the external mic. Tanya said, I don't have time for a lot of video, but I'm like Jen, if it's great, I'll watch. Exactly. Atomic Child Design has joined us as well. Octonation said, I also think face-to-face camera needs to be mixed up too, or face to camera, meaning interview style. Agreed. And that's something too, like, you need to find out what video works for you and your audience. Like, I've learned you guys like to tune in when I do these kind of webinar style shows and I teach and I educate, but I've had guests come on and that has a different impact. If you're not comfortable with being live on camera, you might want to do an interview situation where you have somebody interview you. So you're not just talking to a blank camera, but you're actually having a conversation with somebody. Doing them in different environments. I always do them here in my office, but in the same time, when I travel, a lot of times I will go live when I'm traveling, or I will do live streams of my sessions. Mixing up that content and seeing how people ingest that content from you will really help you to figure out what works. And do you want to have multiple people involved? Do you want to have back and forth dialogue? For the marketing the 360 marketing squad, which if you go to 360marketingsquad.com, you can find all about that. That's the membership program that I recently launched with 3 other super amazing human beings. But in that one, we do video with 4 people. So it's a 4-person roundtable style video, and we do that every other week. And that's a completely different dynamic because you have 4 people talking and chiming in and answering and offering their viewpoints. And it's a completely different dialogue. There's much more kind of back and forth, and it keeps your attention more than just me talking for 45 minutes. So looking at those different ways of creating content can be really helpful as well. Ken said, I want your energy. Well, let me just say, Mama didn't go to work today. I got to take today off because this is my birthday day off at work. So I don't actually take my birthday off because I like to go to work on Halloween, but I always take the next day off. So I got to sleep in today. So Mama is feeling good. And I took a nap on top of it. Not only did I sleep in, I took a nap. So I actually have energy. It's amazing. Octonation said, what a relief that must have been. That was in response to when I was saying that my audience came back and said to slow down the content creation, that I was actually creating too much for them. And it was a shock, but it was a relief because I'd had all this pressure thinking I wasn't creating enough content. But for them to come back and say, no, you could create less and we would be happy. It was a huge relief. And I feel like, okay, like I'm not going to kill myself trying to create content to keep everybody happy. Glyceline, hi, sweetie. Hi, good to see you as well. Ask Evie has joined us. Hey, girl. Toronto Dog Walking said, I would always watch it on Facebook. Now it's a task to go to YouTube. So that's, I'm sure, in response to the journey from Social Media Examiner. And that's the thing. I'm like, now that like it was so easy to watch it on Facebook, like it was there. It was easy to follow along, but I don't watch videos on YouTube. I'm not in there scrolling through where it's something that's going to pop up in my list. So as I say that, I'm streaming on YouTube. I love you, YouTube. Just not where I watch my videos. Tanya said, me too, regarding the journey. Toronto Docking said, totally agree with you. Octonation said, it's funny how going into another platform is wildly inconvenient. And, you know, this is a thing, you guys. So we actually, I mentioned the 360 Marketing Squad. We went through this as well, where we had a separate website set up that had all of the resources and downloads and all the things that the members have access to. Because it's a excuse me, it's a paid monthly program. $5 a month, you guys. $5. That's it. And you get me and 3 other amazing people. You get Stephanie Liu, Mike Alton, and Amanda Robinson. 4 people all month long, every month of the year for $5 a month. Totally worth signing up. 360 Marketing Squad. But this was something we learned quickly. And we have now, the resources are still available on the website. Everything's backed up, but we're putting everything in the Facebook group because we run the entire membership program through the Facebook group. So all the resources and downloads, the files are in the Facebook group. Why? Because that's where our audience is. As much as we want them to go to the website and we want them to be interactive, that's not where they're going to go. If they're seeing an update that says, hey, we've uploaded a new file for you, they want the file right there. So we started putting everything into the Facebook group. Now, again, I don't recommend this for every situation. This was a decision that we made strategically. And if Facebook was to shut down tomorrow, we have resources and platforms built that we could have another system moved over like within virtually a day. But Facebook's not going anywhere. It's only going to get more robust. So for us to have the ability to have the convenience of everything in one place, that was a decision we agreed to make and go forward with. But that's the thing, like people want convenience. And when you make things inconvenient, you lose them. So if your audience is paying attention to you on a certain platform and then you start being like, oh, well, we're going to put everything over here. Okay, you can do that. That's not a bad thing. I mean, I have my Instagram world and then I have my Facebook group world and they're separate. And I have to push people back and forth between the two. Like I told the group to come over to Instagram tonight to watch the live show. That's okay. But you have to anticipate that there is going to be some loss in that switch from one platform to another. When you tell people we're no longer giving it to you in Facebook and now you have to go to their platform, you're not necessarily going to retain that viewership or that audience interaction. And my daughter just got her way into the closet with all the stuff that I don't want to. Hey, excuse me. Come here, please. You can play with those ones. Play with your crayons. So all the markers, like the dry erase markers and all the markers are like in a filing cabinet in the closet of my office. And she totally just like got into my closet. So that's what that was all about. Toronto Doc Walking said, I don't think it would have harmed them to keep it on Facebook. I agree. But they made that decision that they wanted to pull things off of there. So, you know, we'll see what happens and see where their retention goes and if it gets better or worse. And then that's their decision. Octonation said, it's like, ugh, you're all the way over there now. It is. Like, it really is. Like, oh my God, I have to get up off the couch and like move to the other room. Like, it's like, nah, that's too much work. That's pretty much what it's like when someone says you're on YouTube instead of Facebook. Owen Video. Hey, Owen. Good to see you as well. Lisa Danforth said, I watched a 30-minute video this morning. Exactly. Mrs. Dillon's Diary has joined us. Tanya and Yvonne saying hi and to Ken. Ask Evie said, and you should join 360 now. Yes, you should. Ask Brent Phillips is here. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, girl. Octonation saying, go, mama, go. Ken is saying, shove. I'm assuming that's in relation to the sleep and the naps. Everyone's saying hi to each other. I love it. This is why I love when you guys come on my live shows, because half of you just talk amongst yourselves in the comments, and it's the best. Aaron's Life's Essentials is here as well. Stump Fed is here. Octonation said, and Facebook doesn't want you driving them off the app, so that would kill the group. This is also true. Erica Beach is here as well. Hey, Erica, good to see you. Hey, Stephanie said they should use the repurpose.io to have Facebook videos auto upload to YouTube. There you go. See, so Stephanie, she's in the 360 marketing squad. She's a super smart video chick. So she knows all these tools like repurpose.io. So you could have your Facebook videos auto upload to YouTube. So smart. She's got it all, guys. I'm telling you, come join the group. And then Stephanie said, was it just the time and effort to repost? I'm not sure. I can't remember what that was referring to. Mike Adler is here as well. Ken said, Sabrina, hit the markers hit the markers when mom is in the middle of a rant. She won't see it. That's awesome. That's true. It would really be hard. When I'm in that rant, I've got the energy going. I'm not as easily distracted by her trying to break into the closet. Donna Gucci is here as well. Solange Lee is here. Hello. Good to see you as well. Erica is saying hi from Peru. And Tanya's laughing at Ken regarding the markers. Okay. So that was kind of the big thing that I wanted to talk about in terms of what is dying or not dying, was the whole Facebook video, because this has come up in a lot of groups. This has come up in a lot of emails. This has come up in a lot of social media messages and posts where people are like, oh my God, Facebook video is dead. And it's not. Octonation said, now I've had a lot of grammars say they don't use Facebook. And that's the thing. Like, you have to know where your audience is. Like, if you're going to create content on Instagram and build your audience there, expect the fact that that's where you have to create content. Of course, we want people on multiple platforms. We need to know where your audience is so you're creating content in the right place for them. That's the key, is where are they? So one of the things that did die, it actually did die, is Google+. Google+ is officially on its way out. And that is official from Google. They actually made the announcement and the statement and said, nope, it's going to go away. We're done with it. We're moving on. We decided that there was a security breach issue, which was kind of the trigger point. But they decided that they weren't getting the type of traction and value out of it that was wanted for the audience. And then in addition to the security breach, which was really the reason. But then they had all these other reasons as well. So they've actually decided to kill off Google+, which for people like Mike Alton, who has like hundreds of thousands of connections on Google+, that sucks. And I totally understand. I still published all of my content to Google+ because it was great for SEO rankings. So I was still using it at least consistently in that way. Not that I was necessarily interacting with people or posting regularly, but it was good for SEO. But Google+ is officially dead. It is dying. It will be phased out over the coming months, I guess. I'm not really sure how it's going to be taken down, but that is something that is officially going away. Ken said, rest in peace, Google+. And Octonation said, wow, that sucks for Mike. Yeah. Mike built, so like back in the day when I started this, back in, what year was that? Like 2013. I have to remember. I can't do the math very well. Back in 2013, almost 6 years ago, I met all of the people that are now huge impacts in my life and my business. I all met them originally through Google+ and Google Hangouts. I was on people's shows, just like we do podcasts, or, we do the Facebook Lives and host via Ecamm or those sorts of things. We did all of that on Google+ and Hangouts back in the day. And that was how I always joked I was a podcast whore. And if you wanted me on your show, I said yes. Like I pretty much said no to like nobody. I was like, you want me on your show? I'll be on your show. But it was all Google+ Hangouts at the time. And so people like the Mike Altons of the world just built this massive platform of connections because that's where he was. And he was one of the biggest voices, one of the most trusted voices out there. And he just really amassed this huge following. So it does suck, but it doesn't change the fact that he's incredibly talented. He's incredibly smart, and he has a big audience elsewhere, and he has a big email list, and he has a ton of blog traffic. So he's still doing all the right things in all the right ways. But it for him to lose that, that kind of influence through like a Google Plus. It's a little tough, I'm sure. Asking, you said that's where I initially met you and Mike. That's right. And Octonation said maybe they'll create a G++. Tanya said she never even used Google Plus. Ken Watson said YouTube Plus. Tanya said, bah, hashtag podcast whore. I say it all the time, girl. I'm not even joking. I totally was. And then Octonation said, please tell me you at least secured the Insta name podcast whore. I totally did it. I don't even know. Check and see if that's even available. That'd be actually really funny. Mark Fontana has just joined us as well. So for those of you tuning in late tonight, we are talking about what really is dying on social media. And the reality is Google Plus is dying. It really is. Google actually announced that that's a legitimate, it's, for all the years of, kind of like the tabloids, Google Plus is dead, but it really wasn't. Now it's official. It really is dead. But then we also talked a little bit about Facebook video and how Facebook video is not dead, but how you need to be creating the right content for your audience and really figuring out what that works for your audience, looking at content creation, kind of strategies, what you're creating and why you're creating, and also looking at your scheduling in terms of how often you're creating that content in order to make sure you're creating the right kind of content. So one of the other things that's been coming up lately in terms of the death of has been influencer marketing. There's been a lot of talk lately about what is influence, who are influencers. And it's like, people are like, oh, influencer marketing is on the rise. Everything's about influencer marketing. But then people are like, oh, well, everyone got smart to it and influencer marketing is dead. And everyone knows that you're just selling stuff and blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, let me just tell you. One of the biggest probably influencers you could think of would be Jennifer Garner, the actress, hugely popular. She's a paid spokesperson for Neutrogena. She's in their commercials. She gets paid buckets of money to be an advocate, an influencer for Neutrogena. Well, if you didn't see her dressed up for Halloween, she was a witch. Full on green and black makeup, like full on, just looked amazing, okay? This morning, what do I see in my feed? The best video ever that I'm going to go out and buy me, like I'm going to buy boxes of Neutrogena makeup removers because holy F balls, it was crazy. She did this reverse time lapse. So it starts with the video and she's clean faced, fully clean faced, holding the Neutrogena makeup wash or makeup remover wipes in front of her face. And then it's like I said, it's filmed in reverse, but she starts wiping her face and all the makeup starts coming back on to the point where the end of the video is her in the full on witch makeup. So, and like she showed the towelettes and they're covered in the makeup, but she literally went from full on makeup, like green and black makeup, to completely fresh faced with just a couple towelettes. Not washing her face, not scrubbing it, all over the place, not getting green makeup all over her bathroom. I was like, holy amazeballs. Like I just got sold in a way I'd never been sold to in my life, okay? So that is how you do influencer marketing. Like, yeah, I know she works for Neutrogena, but guess what? I'm going to go buy it all because that proved to me that it worked. Now, influencer marketing where it's the, oh, I got paid to sit here and hold this product and tell you how amazing it is. Yeah, okay, that's dying. Let's admit, I can say that is dying. That kind of influencer marketing has definitely gone down. We all know what those are. We all know they're perfectly staged. We know that person got paid a bunch of money. They probably never used the product and they don't care. They just talking about it because they got paid. Yes. That kind of marketing is dying. But real, genuine, authentic influencer marketing where people are talking about products that they actually use, and when they're showing them how they are used, when they are creating content in a way that is valuable and authentic to their audience, that kind of influencer marketing is going nowhere but up, okay? Because that is so powerful when you see somebody in that way, when you see somebody that, whether you trust them or not, but someone shows you how a product works and it's that, like, that was not edited. That was not some sort of like fake video. She literally just filmed the video in her bathroom. I was like, that was real. It was authentic and it proved the value of that product. That kind of influencer marketing, absolutely valuable. So if you're working with influencers, if you're hiring influencers, let them do what they do. Don't dictate how they teach or talk about your product or service. Say, I trust you. I've seen the way you create videos. I've seen how you interact with your audience, and I want you to talk about my product or service in a way that resonates with your audience. Let them do the creative. Let them talk to their audience in a way that actually relates to them and not try to force the message that you specifically want on them. Vice versa, if you're an influencer, if people are reaching out to you as a brand, they're reaching out to you saying, we want you to, pimp our product, essentially, you want creative control. If they're saying you have to do these 5 exact posts and you have to say this exact thing and do this exact type of photo or video, you don't want to work with them because it's going to make you look like a sellout and your audience is not going to trust you. You want to be creating content in a way that your audience knows how to connect with it. I've had to do this a couple times, whether it's like somebody sponsoring something that I do, that sort of thing. We did the 7 Queenies retreat out in Arizona. I'm sure you guys saw the stories. I know I kind of overloaded you with the stories, but it was so freaking amazing that the story overload had to happen. But there were 7 of us in a mansion in Arizona for the weekend. And so we actually did a live video, which if you want to go find the live video, it's available over on Facebook. If you go to Stellar Marketing Media, that's where it's actually housed, Stellar Marketing Media. You can see the video with all 7 of us. It was a massive production put on by Amanda Robinson. 3 camera swap outs and everything. It was amazing. But we did this huge video and Agorapulse sponsored it. So we had to throw shout outs to Agorapulse. But guess what? All he said was, we're sponsoring it. We don't care how you tell everybody that we're sponsoring it. We're just sponsoring it. We had Bella over here at dinner being like, this is the best steak dinner I've ever had. And it's all thanks to Agorapulse because they're buying our dinner because we did the video. And she's like out there being her. And everybody loved it because it was Bella just being Bella. It wasn't Agorapulse saying, you have to say this in this way and talk about us this way. They were like, do what you girls got to do. And we all did it in our own way that really resonated with each of our audiences in a way that they could know, like, and trust what we were talking about, rather than just being like in your face type that, traditional, old school, traditional marketing where it's like, hey, I'm going to be a billboard for this product or service. Okay, that was another rant that I didn't think was going to turn into a rant. So let me check in on all the comments. So Glitter Girl Forever 60 or Forevs 67 has joined us. Kim Watson said, "What's in your wallet?" Her and Capital One credit card commercials. Yes, she does credit card commercials as well for Capital One. Tradition said, "I don't have a wallet." # millennial. That's actually hilarious. Mark Fontana, I'll have to look after. Yes, you totally need to go watch it. Everyone's laughing as I'm talking about the video. Octonation said, "Influencer demonstration marketing, Black Poor Mask." Oh, I'm going to have to look into that one. Jeanette.Lee said, "True Life." Ella Marketing, I'm assuming Australia, has joined us. Joel Carlson is here as well. Jeanette Lee said, "Have a real feel for the products." Absolutely. Octonation said, "I try and consult the brands that try and work with us and they don't care. They just throw money at me." I'm like, that's not going to work. That's not how this actually works. And that's the thing. So Octonation, you guys, Warren manages this, I guess it's like a fan group for people who love octopus. And he does, yes, octopus. I said octopus and she got all excited, Warren. That's so cute. She's like, octopus? She's all excited about it now. But he's really selective about sponsorships or people that want to come into the group. He's a massive group, massive, like hundreds of thousands of people in this group. He's been featured on Ellen, Michael B. Anthony, is that who it was? From Black Panther is active in the group and like comments on stuff all the time and everything. It's a big deal. And so a lot of brands want to be in his group as a means of sponsorship. And I would say, Warren, I don't know the exact numbers, but I would say the vast majority of the time he basically tells them no. Because he's not a sellout and he's not going to just start pimping things on people that is irrelevant to their audience. It has to be a tie-in. It has to be relevant to it. And I think that is so valuable that I keep, promoting to have Warren speak at conferences because I'm like, more people need to understand this from like an influencer perspective and from group management perspective and understanding, really creating that concept of brand trust that you don't just sell out. Like so many times we see these brands out there that are like, "Oh yeah, sign up for this free product." And you're like, really? Like seriously? Like this has nothing to do, or have you ever tried it? Is it ever relevant to you? And then they start doing it all the time. It's like, well, now I'm not listening to you because I know you're just taking money from everybody and not finding things that are actually relevant to your audience. So Warren at Octonation is an amazing example of how to do that kind of thing well. And he said we are a total cult because Ken Watson did the octopus emoji cult, and it's a cult. Like, I'm not even a joke. It's pretty awesome. But it's so fun. And I'm not gonna lie. Before I met Warren, didn't care about an octopus to save my life. Really didn't care. Now every time I go somewhere and see a dang octopus, I'm like, Warren, I found an octopus. Like, it's crazy, like how much it's like changed my mindset. But it's because his group is so incredible and he's so educational and supportive and helpful and he's so good with Instagram and keeping people engaged that it's like I can't help but not be invested in this community that I'm like, a year ago, I didn't care about. And now it's like every time I see anything related to an octopus, I'm like, oh, guess what? So, Warren, you've officially corrupted me. I'm officially one of the Octonation. But he said education is first always. And then Lauren has joined us as well. All right, you guys, those were the three kind of big topics I really wanted to talk about. So for those of you who are tuning in late, we did talk about what really is dying on social media these days. Here's the thing, to kind of wrap this all up, we talked about Facebook video and that it's not dying. We talked about Google+. It is dying for real. Google announced that. And then we just talked about influencer marketing and how the maybe old school version of influencer marketing is dying, but influencer marketing itself is not dying. Octonation said, world domination will be ours if we can convince Jenn. And then Watson said, another successful octopus convert. I love it. So I really want to kind of end it with this concept, you guys, that with the exception of Google Plus actually dying, nothing is dying. If you want to create short form content, do it. If you want to create long form content, do it. If you want to do written content, do it. Whether it's video or audio like podcasts, just freaking do it, okay? If you create it for your audience, they will tune in, they will read it, watch it, listen to it, whatever it is. You need to create the content your audience wants, and it needs to be quality content. It can't be crap. It can't be filling up their time with wasted space. How many people have sat on a webinar that sucked? And you wasted 45 minutes of your life waiting for something of value and you got nothing out of it, right? Nobody wants it. Everyone's like, oh, webinars are dying because it's the same. Everyone has the same sales pitch. It's always the same thing over and over again. Webinars aren't dying. They still work really well if they provide value. So it really does have to come down to you knowing your audience. What do they want? Ask them. I told you at the top of the show, I asked my audience and I was convinced that I was going to hear something completely different than what I was actually told as an answer. So ask your audience what they want. Poll your audience. See what your audience is doing. Go look at your analytics and your data. See what content of yours they interact the most with. See what gets the most engagement, what gets the most reach, how much of it is reaching new people compared to other content. Look and see what works for your audience and create more of that. For you, it might be short form video. Personally, when the new tool came out on Instagram that allows me to like record more than 15-second intervals, oh, mama was happy because I can't do 15-second videos, okay? I don't do short form content. I do 45-minute speeches because that's how I do. I'm a long-winded person. But when they came out with that thing where I can now press and hold, and I think it's still only for Android users. I don't know if iOS users got it, but I can press and hold on a story and I can record past the 15 seconds and I can keep recording and it just automatically splits it into 15-second intervals. Holy amazeballs was I excited because I don't do short form content. It doesn't work for me. But guess what? I can do a 2-minute video. Well, I don't do 2 minutes. I do like maybe 45 to a minute, which is like a 3 to 4 kind of bit piece on an Instagram story. I can really say what I want to say and I can get it out there easily. So I don't do short form, but for you, 10 to 15 second videos may work great and their audience may love it. And if they do more of it. Don't let someone tell you it's dying. Don't let someone tell you it's not working. If your data shows it's working, then do it. If your data shows you're losing viewers and retention, then look at doing something else. That's what Social Media Examiner did. They looked at their analytics. They looked at their data. They were like, we're not getting the retention. We're not getting the long-term views. We're changing our strategy. They did that based on analytics. I don't like the way they made a broad stroke statement about it, but they did something based on their analytics for their business. You need to do the same thing. So look and see what's working and then create quality content, you guys. Don't create content for the sake of checking the box to say you did the content. Look at my Instagram. I haven't posted in weeks because I haven't had anything that was really quality content related for my audience. I could have posted something, sure, but it would have been forced content. And I would not want to lose my audience engagement by creating content just for the sake of creating content. I want to create content that's relevant to them. So when they see it, they love it, they share it, they push it out, and they talk about it. All right, you guys, with that, I am going to wrap it all up. We got a few comments that came in. Ken, or Octonation said, "Can you see more of a colossal squid guy?" Ken said, "I'm a corgi cult guy." This is true. He is actually kind of in a corgi cult. Not gonna lie. Octonation said, "I was invited to let fans pay me on Facebook, and I heard that it affects reach. Like, whoa! So I denied it." Oh, good to know. James from Singapore, Don James Amy, is in here as well. And he said, "Have to watch the replay. It's a working day, 8:15 a.m. Friday. No worries. Come back and watch the replay. You know it'll be here for the next 24 hours, and it's going to live on YouTube immediately as soon as I hit end broadcast." Ken Watson to the "Don't ask me about grammar." Francisco, hey, good to see you as well. Octonation said, "I don't like broad strokes ever. I live in a multivariate gray space. Haha." All right, you guys, you have all been amazing. Thank you for watching tonight. Thank you for being actively involved in the conversation. I think my daughter's excited for me to get off. She's over here like chatting away. Do you want to say bye-bye? You want to come say bye-bye to the camera? No, she's going to hang out back there. I can show you. I can show you on Instagram. Who's that? Do you want to say bye? Can you wave at everybody? She's like, I don't know about this. Can you wave? Well, there she is. Proof that she really was here besides just the noise in the background. All right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, I will be back again in 2 weeks. Not sure what the topic of the day will be. There might be some new breaking news or something to cover, or we'll do something educational and related to whatever is going on in that time and space in my mind when things come to me. So I will see you again in 2 weeks. As mentioned throughout the call, make sure you look into 360marketingsquad.com. $5 a month, 4 incredible experts, all the resources and everything right there in Facebook, easy access for you, live videos, live trainings, resources and downloads, and everything you need to get your 360 degrees of social media marketing provided directly to you. I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye. Or not. End. There we go. I'm going to save. Video saved. We're sharing. All right, and with that, YouTube, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, you can leave those here. I will come back and answer them after the fact. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to make sure you get notifications of future videos that go live or that get posted. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.